Okay, guys, I got some pretty big news for you guys here. We're going to talk about fubotv. More importantly, we're going to be talking about fubotv and the possible buyout with Fox, Disney, and Warner Brothers, or Warner Brothers Discovery, as it's now known. Since they merged too. And I'm going to be talking about all this in this video here, because this is some pretty concerning and pretty interesting stuff here. So if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 1K subs. 1K subs is where I'm trying to get to. You guys can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can follow me on those sites to keep up with some stuff. I haven't been posting, well, I'm starting to post more stuff there. I haven't been posting stuff lately, but I am starting to post more things there. So you guys can keep up with things there too. But also, if you guys don't like this stuff, you guys know you guys don't have to watch it. I'm not gonna make you guys watch it. This is just for people who are interested in this kind of stuff, and for me to give out my personal opinion. So now that we got this all settled, let's go ahead and talk about this. What a year! What a year we're starting out as. Yeah, we're starting out with a pretty big problem with the year. There's been reports with ice storms and snow and all that. We got snow in our yard and all that. For some reason, we got people driving four-wheelers down our road. I'm not kidding. I'm on the ice. Are you guys serious? Maybe some of them could be four-wheelers, but still, I'm in this kind of weather, that's just crazy. I actually had one almost hit me this one time. Yeah, that really, I literally went to this guy's house, and his dad was there and all that, and his dad was being kind of kind of calling me, saying telling me I'm full of shit and all that. He didn't actually say that, but he was I'm just I hate those kind of people. You need to keep your kids under control, you need to do that. Don't just let them do whatever the hell they want, because they can, because next time I'm probably going to report that if that happens again. But yeah, there's stuff like that happening. We're having a lot of stores and restaurants that are going bankrupt and all that. It's a pretty big mess. And then we also have crap going on in Hollywood too. And Hollywood, I think Hollywood, I'm not gonna lie, this could be the end of Hollywood. I think we're gonna see the end of Hollywood right here. I think we're starting to see the end of it. Because they're gonna have to start doing stuff here to basically to survive. They're gonna have to survive. And we're starting to see it here. As we saw Paramount, they merged with Skydance. I was actually thinking Paramount was gonna get bought out because Sony was talking about buying out Paramount. They were talking about doing it. They didn't end up doing it, but they were talking about doing that. We also had Netflix do that. Well, people saying Netflix could buy them out. I think I even said that they could buy them out and all, but they still they had to merge and all that. Warner Brothers and Disney are in trouble and all that, and it is just a freaking mess. It is an absolute hell of what's going on in Hollywood right now. Yeah, Hollywood. I think Hollywood is about dead. I hate to say this because this is where we make a lot of our movies from, but I think as for right now, but I think the Hollywood we once knew is dead. Well, it's been dead for a while, but it's dead now. There are people leaving Hollywood, not only because it's located in a state that's horribly expensive, which is California, which, by the way, I didn't actually know that's where, I thought it was located in Montana or something. I was completely off there. but it's located in California, like one of the most expensive states in the United States. I think it's up there with Alaska. I think it's even more expensive than Alaska. I could be wrong there, but also you got them like, you also got, them firing people for certain political reasons and all that. You've got that going on. You've got them overspending on shit. Like, we got Disney, like, out there, like, blowing their money on shit. We got Warner Brothers buying a bunch of shit up, too, and keep growing their company and all that. And now they're talking about replacing AI with people, too. So I think we're gonna see less people working at Hollywood. The good news is, though, I think it's as selfish as I think it is that they're doing this shit to people, which is very bad. And not just Disney, they're all kind of going to AI. I think Disney will probably go completely AI. I don't know if the other studios will go completely, but I think we're getting to the point where they're pretty much just going to go completely AI and not even bother hiring new actors and all that. But we're going to have that problem and all that, too. We're going to have that, and it's just going to be a mess. Like, it is going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. And I'm just like, I just feel bad for people who go to college, and there are people that are going to college to design stuff and all that. Not just this, but like buildings and all that. And I'm like, instead of they're making robots and stuff doing all this shit, like right now they're not doing it with restaurants a lot, but they're starting to get to where, again, technology can do all this stuff, and people can't, design stuff. They can't write stories. They can't act. I mean, they'll have to have people who can set it up, but that means less people get a job and all that, and it's a fucking mess. It is a mess. Now you could say, well, it may be hard for them to get a job because they can just go to another site. They can go to another, they can't really go to other places because, again, the majority of it is in Hollywood, and that's true. But technology, like I said, is a lot more advanced than it was, too. Like, back when they quit doing hand-drawn animation and all, it's a lot more advanced. It was kind of getting there around that time. It was getting kind of better, but it still wasn't great. I think Hollywood it's just fucking dead. Like, I think they're just dead. Like, I don't think there's gonna be saving it. We might have, like, some good movies and shows come out of a few of these studios, but pretty much everything is dead. All these older IPs dead. Like, I think Warner Brothers and Disney are definitely dead. Paramount might be okay, because I've noticed they are going back and making big movies, although some of theirs have also bombed too last year. With the Sonic movie kind of finishing the year off and doing really well, which I'll be getting to that in a second too. My point is a lot of this stuff is dead, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to cut cost and all to save money because they're not doing well. Like I've said, Warner Brothers is teaming up with Disney Plus and HBO Max to save their asses for the streaming platform, which I think HBO Max, I think they're just going to shut it down. I think they're just going to shut down the platform. I think both them and Paramount are definitely going to end up just shutting their platforms down, which they need to do, because they need to just go back to having their stuff on other platforms or like physical media, because physical media, although, a lot of people weren't buying it in the past, people are buying it now, and it's actually selling very well. I know, because I see people in the aisles all the time in places that still do sell that kind of stuff. So it's not completely dead. The problem is, though, is that right now they're not doing that. They're kind of just keep trying to push this stuff and all that. And that's where we come into also the whole, cutting, merging and crap to save their asses, and that's where we're going right now. So we got news here that Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers are possibly going to. I think they're going to team up with like Fubi. I think they're going to acquire Fubi. It sounds like, I could be wrong, but I think they're basically going to take over Fubi. Or not Fubi, I mean, sorry, Fubo. Sorry, Fubo. I'm thinking of Tubi. Sorry, Fubo. They're going to take over Fubo and all that, and, they're basically going to turn it into another Hulu, basically. It's pretty much another Hulu. Because you got Disney and Fox, and then you also got Warner Brothers, which I think, I don't remember if Warner Brothers ever owned part of Hulu or not before. But I do know that, that 20th Century Fox and Comcast did too. And when Fox sold, 20th Century Fox sold, they basically, they turned that down, and they basically shut down they shut down their deal and all that with Disney, and they basically sold that part too. So Disney got a good chunk of Fox, and they made a deal with Comcast to buy the rest of it in 2024, which, by the way, they're still having problems, apparently, with that. So, because Disney does not have the money, yet they keep buying this shit, because, again, what they're gonna do is they're gonna cut costs with people. But I'm like, what are you gonna do? What are you guys gonna do when you cut a certain amount of people? You guys are gonna end up hitting a ceiling, and you're gonna fuck up. You're gonna shoot your guys' selves in the foot, because you guys keep doing this stuff. I wish somebody would just freaking put this company out of its misery. Please, just freaking let Walt Disney rest. Walt Disney, Warner Brothers, yeah, I think they should probably be put to rest too. They're both brands are like running into the ground. I'm like, just let these damn freaking companies just be rest in peace. Just let them freaking rest in peace. I mean, especially Disney. Disney keeps acquiring shit, and they're already bleeding money. Like, if you look up their debt, they're at like $40-something billion in debt. 40 billion, like over $40 billion in debt. Now, they actually have got their debt down a little bit. I was looking it up. It's still, like, from a few years ago, but it's still horribly debt. And that's because we got Bob Iger. Bob Iger, the selfish asshole he is. He keeps, I shouldn't be saying it like that, but he kind of is. He's kind of a dick because he cares more about himself than anybody else, because he won't even admit when he does shit wrong. He'll blame it on somebody else. It's either COVID, it's COVID's fault, it's freaking, it's either COVID's fault, it's COVID's fault, it's Bob Chapek's fault, it's the pandemic, it's never his fault. And yes, the company has lost a lot of money with the COVID and the writer's strike. They had to push stuff back. But honestly, the writer's strike, that one hardly did anything for them. They had to push some movies back, but some of them they were already going to release. Like, they're trying to like go out there and say like Elio had to get pushed back due to the writer's strike. No, it didn't. I know it didn't, because I went into the theaters and they already had a trailer for it and everything. They pushed it back, but released Elemental. Because Elemental came out first. It was supposed to come out afterwards. It came out first. To be fair, that movie did do very well. It did. Now, there's some stories about how they're course correcting and all that too. That Disney's course correcting, and all these other studios are too. They're getting the message and all that. The problem is yes, I'm glad. Like, here's the thing: I'm glad that they're trying to course correct. But honestly, these movies, I will say, a lot of them were greenlighted under Chapek, or they were greenlighted under Iger. They would have been fixed under Chapek because he was the CEO at times. Not to say, again, I'm not patting himself on the back and telling him good job, because he still did his fair share of problems too. He overspent on on a lot of content on Disney Plus 2 and all that, but that was also Iger that already had these shows set and all that too. And Iger's basically just like going in there, and he's basically just like Iger's going in there and like basically he's like running the brand into the ground even more. He's destroyed Disney. He's destroyed this company, and I don't think it's gonna get better. Unless they somehow get sold off, I don't think it's going to get better. The problem is right now, the reason why I say I prefer them to die over Warner Brothers, though, is because Warner Brothers, yeah, they're acquiring shit. Like, I mean, they're getting with Fubi here. They're basically becoming with Fubi. The problem is, though, is I'm like, with Disney, they keep acquiring shit. Heck, even Fortnite. Yeah, like last year, they started getting their hands on Fortnite. And I'm like, what about all those employees you just laid off? You laid all these damn employees off, and you keep acquiring stuff. Like, I actually thought about, like, going on, like, one of their earnings calls and calling them. But I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I can actually be part of an earnings call or not. Because I would ask these questions. I'd be like, the problem is you gotta be careful of how you respond because the thing is though is they make them very short on purpose so they can they don't have to question anything people are saying. That's why they do it. Like, I'm gonna say that the earnings call with Warner Brothers I watched last year was better than Disney's, and I mean I'm still not happy that they're gutting their animation studios in Cartoon Network. I'm not happy about that at all. Even though Cartoon Network, like I said, was in a downfall before that, it was still a Warner Brothers property, and they just ran it into the ground further when they merged with Discovery, which made David Lasley in charge. But with Bob Iger just does not give a shit. Like, he does not give a shit. He keeps acquiring shit and running it into the ground. I'm like, this company, like I said, this company is going to go bankrupt. I think they're going to go bankrupt. Like, I've been told before that Disney's too big. Disney's not going to go bankrupt. Well, if they keep acquiring stuff like this, they're going to go bankrupt. And yeah, if they have some good movies that will help with their debt, it's not going to help a lot, though. Because even if a movie makes a crap ton of money, like Inside Out 2, that movie made, like over $1 billion. Actually, I think it made, $2 billion? So they got like probably about half of that money, because the other half had to go to like merchandise. They were selling merchandise, and they were also selling, merchandise, and they were also selling, they were selling, stuff like, they're not selling, they were not selling, they were like, not selling, but like, airing their movie in the theater. That's what it was. Yeah, they had to go into theaters, and I had to pay all the theaters, because the theaters had got some of the money too, and all that. So even though that's the thing, though, even though these movies make a lot of money, it doesn't mean anything. And I don't know if I want to believe that they actually made $2 billion now. I don't know. I mean, the movie was really good. Trust me, it was a really good movie. Even though I had to miss some of it, because either I had to go to the restroom, because it's a theater, and you gotta go to the restroom sometimes, or, this or that, and we kind of arrived there late, because my sister couldn't decide if she wanted to go or not, and decided at the last minute. I can't believe my mom just let her go. I'm like, she slept through the theater anyway. She just slept through it anyway. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what goes on with my mom's mind with this kind of stuff, but I'm just like, okay. I mean, I really only went because of that, because I want to support. I've been trying to support more original movies too in the theaters. I was actually going to go see The Wild Robot. That one, sadly, wasn't in theaters very well, because they are banking more on sequels. They are. But, yeah, this year, though, Disney's movies just don't look like they're going to be very good. We do have, we're going to have a movie and all that with Zootopia 2. I think that movie might do well. I don't know if it'll do very, very well though, because Moana was in the theaters and all that, and although that movie, people were hyped to see it, a lot of people came out and said it's bad, and did not care for it, and that's the problem. A lot of these movies, like that are going to be coming up, I don't think they're going to do very well. Like, I mean, heck, Warner Brothers actually has a, despite them again, like, I don't know if this would be considered their film or not anymore, because they were trying to, like, get rid of the animation and all that, like I don't really know. Again, I don't know what's going on with the whole animation thing at Warner Brothers either, but they have this whole Looney Tunes movie thing. Apparently it was released in theaters early last year, in certain parts so people could see it and I guess test their audience. I'm gonna go see it. Because I want hand-drawn animation back. Give me hand-drawn animation. I mean, I don't mind CGI, don't get me wrong. CGI and live action is good, but I kind of miss, the early 2000s and all that too. That was pretty cool. But the fact is that they have that going in there too. That's pretty good. And Disney's got nothing. Disney just keeps banking on the same thing that's been failing. They've got like a couple live action movies coming out. They got like Elio. I think Elio, I believe I can predict it. I think the movie, it doesn't look bad. It looks like it could be good. I think it's probably going to end up becoming like I think the movie, the Elio movie, the movie's going to probably be like Elemental, where it'll probably, be like that, where it'll eventually make its money back, because Elemental did. The problem is with that movie is it wasn't released, with it, with people knowing about it. Like, I didn't know it came out when it did, because they didn't have a lot of advertisements for it, but I think it'll probably make some money. But I think Stitch, I don't know, Stitch might make some money too, but consider it's a live action remake, I don't know if it will. I know Snow White's gonna bomb. I mean, they're probably gonna try to hide the numbers or do something, I can guarantee it, because guess what? They have another live action movie, we have right now in the theaters, because it was part of, last year and this year, because Disney, has this thing where they release their films at a certain time. So, like, we had, Avatar 2 a couple years ago, and that went from, 2022 to 2023, but I think people can't count it as a previous year. But that movie, I heard, it's not good. It's not good at all. It retcons everything the Lion King did with Scar and all that, and it was not a very good movie, as I heard. I don't want to really see. I don't really care about live action remakes in general, because we do have one from DreamWorks too coming out. I mean, I've seen it. It looks like the characters, for the most part, are very good and all that, but I heard Astrid is going to be played by a different character and all that, like someone who doesn't look like her, and that's kind of the problem. I'm like I want to capture the moment from the original movie, but I don't know if they will or not, but. I consider they have this actor in here. Like, I don't want random actors. I want actual characters in there. I want them to look like it, because Astrid has blonde hair. I mean, nothing against the child who is playing her, but just in general, I'm like, I don't, like I said, I wouldn't want them to race swap. Like, what was it, what was her name, Tiana, Princess Tiana, for the live action movie. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want them to race swap, characters like Lilo and Stitch and all that, with Lilo, which, by the way, she actually looks like she's going to be an actual Indian gal, so that's good. Not Indian, I mean, is Lilo Indian, or is she, black? No, not black, I mean Chinese or something. I don't know. I will say though, I mean, this makes me kind of sound weird the way I'm pointing it out, but I'm just saying, I don't want them to change the way the characters look, I'm like, even animals too, I want them to look like actual animals. And that's the problem with, I will say, The Lion King too. Like, they basically, like, they make Scar not look like Scar. Like his hair, like when his hair is supposed to be black, it looks like just like they put a little bit black in there and called it a day. I'm like they're trying to capture the live action, versus animation moment here. So yeah, I don't know. I just think that frustrate people, and it frustrates me when people call me out and say that I'm a horrible person because of what I have. I'm like what I'm saying, and I have nothing wrong with the actors who play them as long as they're respectful. I just don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like when they change up a film, to appeal to a certain audience, or change up like animals and stuff. I want them to look like the characters, like I said, with Scar and all that too. But yeah, I probably won't see the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie just because I think I'm just not interested in that kind of stuff. But I'm sure the movie will probably do well. I think it'll do well. But because they race swapped Hiccup's girl for an Astrid, I don't know how well that'll do. But I don't think you should not see a movie because of that simple flaw. You can still watch the movie. Like, I think that's just kind of stupid, I'm like, but still, I mean, I don't want to watch it, not because of that, but because, again, I'm not interested in live-action remakes that much. Because I've seen some already, and I just didn't care for them. But I will say too, yeah, I will say that the movies, though, this year are looking a bit better, but, yeah, I don't know, I feel like, I said, with Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers trying to become, with fubotv, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good idea. Especially if Disney, again, is going to be taking complete control of that either. Like, I think that's just going to create more of a hassle and more of a problem than it needs to be, I'm like, again, stop acquiring shit and just make new shit, Stop trying to be the next fucking empire, just stop. Again, that's why I'm like, I kind of just wish they would just freaking kill the company off and just let it rest in peace. Like, it's not even Walt Disney's company anymore. They got rid of his name, Walt. You see up there, it just says Disney. It doesn't say Walt. It doesn't say Pictures. It just says Disney now. And I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's just freaking annoying. They just keep rebranding shit and ruining it, and I don't like that. And honestly, too, I think this is just going to end up creating more of a problem, because I'm like, if they end up doing this, I'm like, again, they should just go back to making, content for like Netflix or another streaming platform instead of trying to take all the money to yourselves and being greedy, because this is just going to run everything into the ground. This is going to run everything into the ground. Also, with Fox, I don't know why they're. Like, I don't think this is Disney Fox, this is actual Fox, because you got Disney Fox, which is like 20th Century Fox, and their FX shows and all that, and then you got, like, actual Fox. And I've heard some stories, when I heard stories, I mean, I read some stories about, that they have, like, a contract with Family Guy and Fox. So I'm like, is it like, the whole, like Futurama and Comcast situation where not Comcast, I mean Futurama and what was that channel? I can't remember that channel. I don't know, the Paramount thing. We'll just say Paramount thing. Where they basically they have as long as they keep airing shows and all that, or seasons, they will do that and all that, and then they kind of just, once they cancel it, it goes back to the other person. I don't know how that exactly works, but I was actually reading that, but it didn't say anything about the whole, Disney with a contract with them like that, but it was saying they have some sort of contract, so I'm like, is that another thing they don't own when they bought out Fox? Because there's quite a bit of stuff, again, that Disney, acquired and went from Fox that they don't actually own the full rights to. the Predator movies were going to be the same way. They had a contract with them too, and Disney fucking screwed them over. Again, that's another thing too. I'm like, why work for like a company like, you know, like which is part of Hollywood, which is already a mess, if they're gonna fucking screw you over like that? That's not fair. You know, it's not fair to people. But people probably don't remember that one because that was a couple years ago. But that's the thing, though. They try really hard to make all this crap fade away. The problem is, though, we're getting into a point where they're not going to be able to do this anymore. And I think this is going to end up being a bad thing because also I'm like curious about a whole monopoly thing. Like, how is this going to work? Like, well, right now there's not a monopoly. I believe on streaming is what I was reading on. There's not a monopoly. But they're going to have to start probably creating a monopoly here soon because, I mean, especially since Disney has Hulu, they have ESPN, they have that platform, and they have like, I'm trying to remember what else they have. I guess they have 3 right now, but then Fubi's going to be 4 and all that, and I'm like, I don't understand again why they need to acquire this if they already have Hulu. Like, I don't get this, like. But clearly, they're trying to bank on numbers. So clearly, Disney is desperate, and they're definitely desperate. And Warner Brothers is to Fox. I don't even know why they're doing it because I think they own Tubi, or at least maybe they eventually Ruber Mondock or whatever his name was eventually sold his Fox off to somebody else too. I don't know. Because I know that it's not part of Disney. Disney does not own Fox Sports. They don't own Fox News. So, because they already had a news station and sports. They couldn't acquire that too. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm like, if they already have a streaming service, are they going to be allowed to acquire this many services, you know? Especially if they already have Hulu. But you can also say too, well, these are just... Yeah, this is just stuff they could just put on their own platform, so they could just shut them down and put them on their own platform. Because that's what it looks like right now. Anyway, Disney is they're probably going to end up shutting off because they've already put Hulu and ESPN Sports on their own platform. So I'm like, are they going to end up just shutting them down the road? You know. I don't really know. I just don't know. I don't really get again why they keep doing this crap. I mean, they're clearly desperate for money, and I still don't think they have as many subscribers as they say they are. And actually, Clownfish TV was reading an article on something. I don't remember what it was. That they were on one of their videos. Even somebody else was questioning this. Like, how do they have over 100 million subscribers on for their platforms? And that's because they don't. And you can say, well, they can combine them together. But even if you combine all of them together, like I've calculated it doesn't even add up to that. And even then, somehow Hulu is still getting more subscribers. I don't know how, because they're taking crap off of there. Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's already happened or not, but I think either by now or at the end of January, Paramount's taking the rest of their Nickelodeon stuff off of there. It's going away. So Nickelodeon's going to be gone. And I mean, Warner Brothers will probably remain because Warner Brothers, has got all that on there. They're actually taking crap off their own platform. So I think what's happening is they're probably going to put it on Hulu. That's what I think is going to happen. They're probably going to put it on Hulu and just shut down their own platform. Which again, I think is a stupid idea because Disney's losing a shit ton of money. They're losing a shit ton of money on this stuff, and like I said, that there's no way they should have this many subscribers on their platform, and even Hulu by itself saying it's over 50 million subscribers. I'm sorry, there's no way. I'm waiting for somebody to come out and bust them because they're starting to get their asses busted. They are. I mean, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I was talking about, the live action remakes and The Lion King. I didn't bring up that they were trying to hide comments and fake their numbers and attack Sonic because fucking Sonic kicked their asses, and all that. And I'm like, I'm like, fucking who cares? I mean, the movie did not do well. You know, you can't be lying to people, especially on Twitter. Like, why are they posting this shit on Twitter? You can say maybe it's a fake account. No, people found out it's the real Disney account. So, like, why the fuck are you guys doing this shit? You know, I'm like, do you want people to hate you? Is that what it is? That's what it feels like, because they keep doing the same shit. They keep acquiring shit. They keep treating their employees like shit. And, you know, raising prices and all that. Laying off people to save money. And it is just a mess. But that's what they're doing. And I'm like, you guys had Inside Out 2 in the Deadpool movie. It did very well. I don't know about the Planet of the Apes movie. I don't know if that movie did well or not. Because I didn't hear a lot of people talk about it, so I don't know. That's kind of where that kind of runs into the whole like Avatar, 2 movie. The Wave of Water, over whatever it was. I still don't think it made over $2 billion. I think they fudged the numbers too on there, and actually they got in trouble for that, like for doing that crap in the past with their Disney Plus numbers. But that one also went away too. They probably used their Mickey money and probably paid the judges and all that, money, which again should be illegal. But that's kind of the culture we live in, where they can do that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm like, how long are you guys gonna keep doing this? You're ruining yourselves. Everybody pretty much hates you guys anymore. Like what happened to making families and kids happy and, want to spend time together and cuddle up on a couch with a blanket and all that during the winter seasons and other seasons, because we're in winter right now, and watching your damn stuff. Like, what happened to that? We're supposed to be bringing people together, not making people hate each other for political shit and all that. It's just freaking stupid. Like, I swear to God, like, it is just stupid, but that's pretty much what they were doing with the Lion King, the Mufasa movie, which is making me just question, like how long will it take them to get busted? Like, I actually think I might do that. After this video, I might actually, count all the subscribers together. I still don't think that it's as high as it is either. I still think it's pretty low. I think out of all of them, I would say ESPN should have the most. But there's no way that Disney Plus and, Disney Plus and, Disney Plus and, not ESPN, I mean, Disney Plus and Hulu have as many subscribers as they do. I don't think so. I mean, we have Hulu here, my mom has it, but I'm like, I barely watch Hulu anymore. I really don't. I usually just watch stuff on my, I watch, the other platforms, I watch, I have a lot of crap on DVD, too. I'm pretty much just, the only reason why I have this many, streaming platforms is because my family pays for it. But I would say, in my opinion, I'd be you'd probably be better off just getting physical media again, which is what I think a lot of people are starting to do, which is why it's getting better. That, and you don't have to worry about banned episodes. No banned episodes, you can watch the episodes however you like. And you don't have to worry about them being censored and all that, and it's so much better. Now it's like everything's got to be censored. Of course, there's still a bunch of stuff that's not on DVD, but a good chunk of stuff is. But, yeah, I don't know. But this is definitely just a frustrating thing. I don't like that they do this kind of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and probably end up letting this go, though. But this has kind of become a long video, but I'm just kind of sick of, again, them doing all this stuff to people. Not just them in Hollywood in general. They're they lay off people and all that, and they keep acquiring stuff and replacing them with robots and all that. Yeah, I can see why everybody's just fed up with this. I mean, there's people that are leaving Hollywood. Actually, I think it was James Woods. Was it James Woods? One person said that he was leaving Hollywood. I don't remember if it was James Woods or who it was. One of the actors I was reading said he was leaving Hollywood. He was fed up with their shit and was just done with it. I mean, if it is James Woods, the guy's probably in his 60s, maybe early 70s, deserves that retirement money, give it to your kids and all that, But yeah, there are people, a lot of them, Hollywood people in there too that are in there and are very rude and disrespectful and very politically correct. It's very sad. Like they never got this way before. I mean, it could be because when you talk about politics so much, it could probably make you obsess over it. But and consider they had they forced you to kind of do certain things. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not saying like there aren't people out there that are like have their own opinion on politics and can be good people. Like I said, I have different opinions on like I think Trump is a better option than Harris. And even though like they said there's all that crap going on with him getting arrested in New York and all that, but I'm like they hid that side. They hid Kamala Harris and Biden's side and all. They even hid the numbers in the debate trying to hide it. Because I saw it on Fox News. I was watching this on Fox News, and then they took the video down, but they kept ABC News and stuff up there and all that. And I'm just like, I mean, again, like, how can I believe the news when they lie to me like this or try to hide my stuff, and my other side opinions? Because, like I said, I had problems. Well, I had problems with Trump, but I had problems with Biden and Kamala Harris too. Kamala Harris was like running her mouth and all that, and I was like bringing up good points and all that. Like, she was like talking about pot and all that in like one video, and I'm like, I don't feel like that's a very good thing to say, and all that. And then you got like, I don't know if I commented on that one. I've commented on a few of those videos, and of course a lot of them are taken down now because again YouTube and other platforms have done that too. And that's the thing though. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, just make good stuff and stop trying to force, and shove this crap down people's throats. And I don't think they need to get rid of this stuff completely. Yeah, I forgot to bring this up before I let the video go too. I think I disagree with a lot of people, and I'll say it. I think they don't need to get rid of like gays and lesbians and stuff from kids stuff completely. They can tell good stories with it, and including like autism and stuff too. I have autism, and I would love to see some content there. But I don't think they need to have it in every single show and film. They don't need to change up a damn story to appeal to a certain audience. That's freaking stupid and all that. But I gotten kind of shit on for that. I'm like, I just don't care. I'm like, go ahead, shit on me. I don't care. I'm like, I'm trying to be nice here and all that, and I'm just like so sick of it. But yeah, I don't know, but I feel like that's kind of the thing too. They're gonna kind of like look at, especially Disney. Disney's hard at this stuff. I mean, other studios are hard too, but Disney's really hard at this stuff. And I think they're gonna look at this and they're gonna be like, well, they're trying to get rid of it completely, but the problem is, I'm like, will that mean they'll get rid of other messages too? Because I heard some people talking about that they might get rid of some messages to like environmental stuff and all that with some stuff they're making and all that. And I'm just like, that's just gonna make it. Again, they don't see it that way. All they see about is making money, and we don't need people in charge that make money. We need people in charge that actually care and want to tell a damn story, not. I mean, money's good. A company needs money, but when you're getting political and all that shit, and taking everything that made it so cool in the first place, I'm like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I will say this, like, about the McDonald's, like, we had McDonald's and all that, too, to do this kind of stuff, too. See, a few people, like, complained about Ronald McDonald and all that, so they took out his character, and they took everything that made McDonald's so cool, and they crumbled it up into pieces. And that's kind of what they do in a lot of these big companies, like I said, Hollywood and all that too. They just take away all the shit that makes good stuff, because again, their mind is set to appeal to a certain audience and not just to make a story. Like, I don't get why that's so hard, but I mean, I know it's kind of random for me to bring up McDonald's too, but that's pretty much what they did too. Yeah, they did that with poor Ronald McDonald. They got rid of him and all that because a few people did not like him, so he needs to go. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to go ahead and let things go from here because this video is definitely very long. But anywho, see you guys later. Tell me what you guys think about this, because I think this is probably going to end up becoming a disaster, even more than it already is. But anywho, bye-bye.